Between 1974 and 1986, a single predator terrorized California. He murdered 13 people. He raped over 50 women. And for 44 years, he walked free. Welcome to the channel.
June 1974, Visalia, California, a quiet farming community in the San Joaquin Valley. That summer, residents began returning home to find their houses ransacked. Jewels vanished. Coins disappeared. But the ransacker left something behind, a distinctive signature. Police called him the Visalia Ransacker. Over the next 18 months, he struck at least 120 times. He broke into homes while families slept. He stole collectibles, coins, and jewelry worth tens of thousands of dollars. On March 15, 1975, Claude McCollum returned home to find the ransacker still inside. A struggle ensued. McCollum, a 26-year-old air traffic controller, was beaten and shot to death. Joseph James DeAngelo Jr. was 29 years old in 1974, a former Navy damage controlman. He had graduated from California State University, Sacramento, with a degree in criminal justice, and he was a police officer in Exeter, California. DeAngelo lived a double life. By day, he wore a badge and protected the community of Exeter. By night, he became one of California's most prolific burglars and eventually one of its most dangerous predators. The burglaries continued through 1975 and into 1976, but something changed. The ransacker stopped stealing mostly and started watching. He began surveilling young women in their homes. He took photographs through windows. October 1976, Sacramento, California. A young couple lay asleep in their home on Cypress Street. They woke to a man standing in their bedroom doorway. He ordered the man to tie up his girlfriend, and then he raped her. The couple on Cypress Street became the first documented victims of the East Area Rapist. He held them at gunpoint for hours. He ate their food. He used a portable radio to listen to police scanners. He was calm, methodical. Over the next 3 years, the East Area Rapist struck at least 51 times in Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, and Contra Costa County. He terrorized an entire region, and he left a trail of traumatized survivors. He wore a distinctive mask. He carried multiple weapons. He forced victims to drink water before assaulting them. He spoke in a normal, conversational tone. He told them he had done this before, and he always escaped into the darkness. The East Area Rapist specifically targeted couples. He would enter through unlocked doors or break windows from the outside. He would tie up the man while he assaulted the woman. Some couples survived, others would not be so lucky. On June 4, 1978, Brian and Katie Maggiore were shot to death in Rancho Cordova. They had surprised the East Area Rapist during a burglary. It was his first double homicide, and his first murder since 1975. Brian and Katie Maggiore were newlyweds. They had just purchased their first home. Brian was 25. Katie was 22. Their murders shocked the Sacramento community, and the East Area Rapist had just become a killer. December 1978. Robert and Johnny Ray left their Rancho Cordova home to investigate a disturbance. Their children watched from inside as their parents were shot in the driveway. Leno was 7 years old. His brother was 8. In the late 1970s, Sacramento lived in terror. Couples installed deadbolts and alarms. They slept with guns beside their beds. Some families moved away. The East Area Rapist had made an entire region afraid to sleep in their own homes. In 1979, the East Area Rapist disappeared from Northern California. He resurfaced in Southern California with a new name and new victims. Police called him the original Night Stalker. July 27, 1979. Keith and Patrice Harrington were married college students in Goleta, near Santa Barbara. They were last seen leaving a campus party. Their bodies were found 3 weeks later in the hills above the university. Keith and Patrice Harrington were both 24 years old. They had been married for just over a year. Their murder remained unsolved for nearly 4 decades, haunting investigators who worked the case for their entire careers. March 1980. Sisters Wendy and Cheryl Lyon were murdered in their Irvine apartment. They were 19 and 22 years old. Their brother discovered their bodies. The original Night Stalker had struck again. Between 1979 and 1986, the original Night Stalker murdered at least 10 people in Santa Barbara, Ventura, and Orange counties. He targeted couples and families. He bound and blindfolded his victims, and he always escaped.
The Golden State Killer's crimes reshaped how America investigates cold cases. His capture proved that DNA and genetic genealogy could solve what seemed unsolvable. For the families who waited decades, it was a closure they thought would never come. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video.